So again, just following the sound of the bell inwards. Okay. So before we start this, it might be helpful just to take a little mental note of our own experience of stress in this moment. It may not be anything major on the scene. Maybe feeling quite relaxed, but there may be something that's sort of sitting on top of us, a little bit of a pressure. Maybe just a sense of unease. And we might want to give that just a little arbitrary score out of 10 on the scale. 10 being sort of maximum stressed out, and 1 being utterly relaxed. This is really just a reference for us. And then we can just take this first few moments just to calibrate to our environment. Noticing that there may be sounds or distractions around us. Noticing that we're all coming here from different points, physically and mentally. And the invitation is just to allow the eyes to close gently, or to look slightly in front of us if that's better. And just attend to our posture. And the key component here is making sure that we feel comfortable. That we're not forcing ourselves to act or sit or be in a certain position that isn't right for our body. But it's also helpful to acknowledge that we want to remain alert for this practice, so sometimes just giving a little bit of straightness to the spine can help us to stay alert. And as the spine grows out of our seat, we allow our shoulders just to drop down either side of that nice, straight and strong spine. And our intention for this practice today is seeing if we can notice some stillness. And we may bring to mind our motivation, which is our own personal reason for wanting to practice mindfulness today. There's no right or wrong answers here, just whatever comes up. Maybe we're hoping to practice mindfulness to improve our focus or to get to know ourselves better. Maybe we don't know. Maybe We want to be curious about what happens to our stress when we inhabit the body. And as always, we can start by allowing our attention to rest on our breath. And we locate our breath in our body wherever we feel it the most, wherever the breath is strongest or most noticeable for us. Maybe on the nose or the throat, in the chest or the belly. So all we're doing is noticing our breath, noticing breathing. And one thing that we notice is that very quickly our mind will fill with thoughts, or jump to future or past. May step away from the experience of now and begin to analyze or judge it in some way. So this is just what we're dealing with. This is the mind, this is its behavior. So we don't make it wrong, there's no mistakes here, we just invite our attention again just to rest on that breathing body. So we're all going to go through this pattern where we feel like we're connected to the breath momentarily. And then the mind will jump in, take over into thinking. And then we'll return our attention to our breath. And being aware that we don't need to criticize ourselves for it. We don't need to feel like we've made a wrong turn, even if we're only just arriving in the practice now. Sometimes stress can push our attention so far up that we get lost in our thinking really easily. And we can't become very convinced by the stories that we tell ourselves. So just allowing our breath to settle. And we can bring this even flow of breathing in. Where we encourage the in-breath and the out-breath to be of a similar length. So we can feel the breathing. It may be helpful to imagine the breath like waves coming up the shore and then drawing back into the sea. This nice even flow and rhythm of breathing. as each breath graciously makes way for the next. And if the attention's particularly random or moving around too much, then we can count the breathing. That sometimes helps, just to start counting that in-breath and out-breath. Or saying a phrase such as, I'm breathing in and I know that I'm breathing in. I'm not breathing out and I know that I'm breathing out. Or just feeling this natural rhythm of breath. And noticing whenever thinking hijacks us again, whenever we get washed down the river of thoughts, we can just plop ourselves back onto the bank and just reconnect, come back home to this breathing body. And we do so with kindness. Because we're not going to get it perfect. We're going to feel like we're doing it wrong. So we just notice those kind of thoughts as just another distraction. And with a nice, warm, kind heart, we bring our attention back home into our body, into this breathing body. So where you can still stay connected to this breathing, but letting go of any control, any forcing or directing the breath. Just allowing it to run its natural course, however it wants to be. And just becoming curious of what it feels like to be here and now. Not pushing anything away. Not seeking any experience. Just noticing what it's like to be here. Maybe it's calm. Maybe it's noisy. Maybe it's a fast kind of moving sensation. Maybe it's a settledness. There's no preference here. We're not selecting any particular feeling, thought, or emotion that best suits what we think we should feel. Just giving ourselves this wonderful opportunity just to allow ourselves to feel as we do. Noticing perhaps if there is a lot of thinking, that each thought is just coming up, displaying itself, and then falling away again. And we're going to just start bringing our attention up the body into the area of the head and around the head. And this little practice is just gonna get us used to sinking our awareness from this kind of heady area. And seeing if we can allow that awareness just to sink down into the rest of the body. So coming to notice any sensations in and around the top of the head. Maybe around the brows or the forehead. Noticing any tension. Noticing how the skin feels. But we're not trying to change it, we're offering ourselves a chance to accept and allow the condition of our body and mind to be exactly as it is. And we can begin to draw our awareness down from the head down through the area of the neck and the shoulders, down through the chest and the upper back. So just exploring. And it's almost like our attention is melting down through the body. And we do our best just to notice whatever sensations are available as we descend. Descend through the chest and the back. Through the ribs and the belly. And if the mind runs off, just bringing it back to this sense of feeling the body. In the best way we can. And down through the pelvis and hip area into the thighs. If there's any tingling or tension. Into the shins and the feet. And perhaps getting a overall sense of the whole body in this space. Reminding ourselves that we're not in any way searching for it to be a certain way. If there's no sensation, there's no sensation. If we get distracted, we get distracted. Sometimes if we're stressed or have a particularly busy mind, just simply allowing ourselves to be that way can bring us back inside. So we're starting to feel the body now from the inside, coming away from any mental pictures of the body. And seeing if we can just come into the actual sensation. Maybe in the area of the hands. Maybe some other area in your body that feels like it might be worth exploring. So we're just curious about what is here and now in the realm of sensation. We can bring our awareness to the area and space surrounding our body. And maybe as we expand our awareness further, we can pick up any sounds around us. And allowing those sounds just to arise and fall away on their own time. Aware of any labeling or preference to sounds. Can we just treat them as sounds like we did with the sensations in the body? Can we again bring our attention back to the breathing body? Seeing if we can just allow the breath to be exactly as it wants to be. Aware of any judging or rating the breath as good or bad. Even as deep or shallow. Can we drop any of those labels or descriptors and just feel it? As though each in and out breath is an utterly new experience. Something we've never felt before. Letting go of breathing, letting go of any particular focus and just coming to rest. And rest as we are. Resting with this body. As it is, with its aches, resting with this mind as it is, with all its judging and moving around and floating about. And coming back to this sense of being right here. As we come to the end of the practice, we may start to move our fingers and toes, gently reawakening any movement in the body. But also being aware if the mind is then kick-started into some other mode. Do we feel like we have to re-engage any particular role or mentality? And if it hasn't gone as we wanted it to, just allowing that experience to be here as well. Taking in the sound of the bell again, just to signify the end of the practice, but not of our awareness, not of our presence.